Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Talk podcast. I am your host, Aisha Vivian, and let's get started. Morgan Stanley, a very known investing bank, just released some stats on what they predict is going to happen in the year 2030. They predict that in the year 2030, about 45% or more of able working women, the age of 22 to 44 years, are going to be single for actually forever and never have a family. So, to the economy and to those big banks and their investors, this is actually good news because they can look far into the future and start thinking of where and what to put their money in. You guys can really go on the internet and read through it. This is not a secret. This is not me making this up. There have been some more people already giving their opinions on this. But what women don't understand, there's a part in the whole research that they put out that it says this is good news for women, but this is even better because this is good business. So we all know that women have been sold this idea of stepping into the workforce, into the labor force is going to be so empowering for them. Competing with men is going to be empowering. Them having to sacrifice having a family and private life and enjoying their lives with a man and their family is not important. Instead, it is more important and it's more fulfilling to step into the workforce and start being a part of all of this. For the government and for society itself and for the economy itself, it is great because now you're not only collecting tax money from men, you are also collecting tax money from women. You're not only having women bring income, but as we know, women, even when they were not able to work, were still they were still the highest consumers. And nowadays that has even grown more. So the more women believe that they are earning and they are, making a big change in economy and the work and in corporate, they also tend to spend more money. There are even some women who don't earn that much and spend more than they actually earn, which there is facts on that. Women hold and create the biggest debts. So going back to what I'm trying to explain is, for the government, for corporate, for the economy, this was a great idea because now they can also make more money while having more workers, but also secure more spending and earn more money in terms of taxes or just goods being sold to women and purchased by women. So the lies that have been told to women is that you go, girl, you are important. We need your work ethic. We need you to make all of this move. Without you, it's not going to work. And women have swallowed this pill of believing that not only their education, but really tapping into a career, working hours and hours and sacrificing everything else that is important in life is going to give them fulfillment. So when you think about it, when women are going to end up single, they're not spending their money. Even now, if they have family, they tend to not really spend most of the money into the family lives. They would expect the man to carry over half or more than half of the family expenses. So now they don't have any partner, they don't have any family, they don't have any children to look after. Now the question is, what are these women in future going to be spending their money on? What is it? And they found out, there's a list to it, but just to give you a short idea, they found out that the growing industries that investors could put their money in is going to be into self-care, into luxury goods, into traveling, into going and visiting luxurious places, Or what I've also read is that investors are looking into investing more into, you're not going to believe this, but wine companies, wine producers, because single women, what are you going to do? You're done after work, you don't have anyone to look after, maybe your friends are busy doing something else, and you just grab a bottle, you start drinking. So that industry is definitely going to grow. The pet industry is already quite a big industry, and it's going to grow even more in the future, because single women, they don't want to admit it, but they are going to need someone around, companionship. They are going to need someone to cuddle with. And yes, they don't want to admit that they need a man, so it's going to be a dog. It's going to be a dog, or it's going to be a cat. For some others, it might be a hamster. We don't know. But the pets industry is going to grow. There are other industries that are going to grow as well, which is clothing, because you have more money to spend, and women love shopping, so the spending habits on footwear and apparel is definitely going to grow for sure. And the food industry itself is going to grow, because even now we are seeing that a lot of women are not invested in cooking. They don't care. They don't want to cook a meal for themselves. Then they rather never ever want to cook a meal for a man. Like, are you kidding me? So that industry is going to go even higher, because these women in future are going to be more busy with their work life, that they're going to be so exhausted coming back home, and then you're going to think the next thing they want to do is start cooking. No. You don't even have to keep cooking day by day or every 2 days, because who are you cooking for? You're just cooking for yourself. You're going to work another 12, 16 hours. The food might just get bad. You look at it, you don't want to eat it the next day. So this habit of ordering food or going out to lavish places and spending money on food is definitely going to grow even more. Like, due to Corona, we had a drop because both restaurants were closed, but still the business range when it comes to food is quite a big domain, and it's going to be growing. It's going to be growing exponentially, especially when we reach the peak of having a bunch of single women not caring for basic needs that they are not going to be able, or they don't want to supply for themselves. So they're going to need a supplier. They're going to need someone else covering those needs. And for someone else to cover those needs, you're going to have to spend money. You're definitely going to have to spend a lot of money. So what else is also going to grow? What women don't think about is strong, independent women. They all believe they're going to be in the state of life that they are right now, meaning you're going to be beautiful forever, you're going to be young and strong forever, you can do the same job that you're doing right now with the same energy that you're putting in right now, you're going to be able to do it in the next, 20, 25 years, 30, 35 years, whatever. There's going to be a time when you really get older and life gets tougher. It's going to get harder for you to do the basic things. You're going to need support in some way, shape, or form. And then when they start, don't wish this on anyone, but with getting older, it's just a normal thing that you get weak, you get sick. The possibility of you being sick is just higher. And once you get sick, you might not be able to work as much as you would. So the healthcare industry is also going to cost you a lot to be able to take care of yourself, to get certain medications, to get certain therapy, to get possibly surgeries, or to get, different types of things that you're going to need to assist you in your daily life. All those things are expenses, and women don't think about this. So on one hand, right now, women are feeling super empowered. They believe they can do it all. They don't need a man. They can work. They have education. They can have a career. They can travel the world, which is perfectly fine. But they don't really look at things long term. And also women, we tend to not look at the what can possibly go wrong, right? We only look at the things possibly go wrong when it's like, oh yeah, I'm dating this guy, and I've like, you take all your traumas into it, and then you're like, oh, what could possibly go wrong? But like in life, like we just think, okay, I'm in this position right now, I'm gonna stay in this position right now. I've made my career, I'm gonna stay in this position in my career forever. I'm making this amount of money, I'm earning good money, I'm gonna earn this type of money forever, but never consider what if you don't earn that type of money anymore? What if you do get sick and you need assistance? What is if, I mean, life in general is getting more and more and more expensive. We do live in this time where things are actually quite easy. You have a bunch of technology going on. You have so many things that just kind of help you to move on in life, but at the same time, your day-by-day life is getting more and more expensive. I mean, this recent crisis that we are in, where just basic things like gas prices are enormous expensive in compared to just a year or two ago, or just your electricity bill is gonna go up like crazy. Women don't think about things like that. And now, on the other hand, these companies, these banks, and these investors, they are trying to benefit from the struggles that women are facing. The struggles that women are facing is not realizing how life could turn out and in what position they are putting themselves by choosing to be single, by choosing to not have a man who is going to be the leader, who's going to assist them, doing things on your own, it can work, but why not do it with someone? It's going to make it easier. Why have to carry all the baggage on your own, all the stress, all the drama, all the bills, right? I mean, most women, they do start realizing it when the bills all drop on them and they're like, oh, I cannot do this on my own. Then suddenly they do need a man. But you guys understand what I'm saying. These investors, they're looking into what is it that we can use while women are not seeing it? What can we use to our benefit? Women are choosing to stay single, meaning where can we put our money in to get a bigger return in future? And I think this is a very, very important topic. People can do whatever they want, right? Especially now in this time that we're living, where everyone can be what they want and do what they want. I don't really agree with it. But yes, if you're an adult, you definitely have your choices to make. You can do what you want with your life, as long as it doesn't really affect someone else. But if we really think about this long term, this is actually affecting every one of us, because when these women choose to just go one-sided and it goes wrong, somehow they're going to fall back on society, meaning someone else is going to have to carry their failure. I don't know if that is the perfect explanation, but let's look at China. Let's look at some of the Asian countries where they already have this term of leftover women who chose not to be in a relationship, or who waited so long that now they cannot find the right man, and having a career or not having a career, just having a day-to-day job, I don't know. These women are actually struggling, okay? These women in China, there are a lot of women who are in the ages of 25, 27 and up, let's say 27 to 33, 27 to 35, they're not able to find a man, and they still have to do their day-to-day life. They still have to pay their bills. They still have to get groceries. They still have to take care of themselves. And all these basic things that's just typical adulthood, it costs a lot of money, especially if you then live in a big city. You're not somewhere in a village, right? You want the flashy things in life. It's going to cost you a lot. And these women, they find themselves relying on the government. That means on someone else's tax payments, or they find themselves in an even tougher situation that they cannot afford their basic day-to-day life anymore. and they end up living together in a women's home, or starting to form like a group living where 3 or 4 women move in together and share the rent. This is just, it's just crazy if you think about it. So, however, I really believe this is a very, very important topic for women to listen into and understand. I am not saying, because we are in this boat already. We are already in this time where women are working. We have been working. It's about like 50, 60 years plus that this has been going on. I'm not saying women shouldn't work. I'm not saying women shouldn't get a job. And I'm also not saying women shouldn't get an education. But what I am saying is women need to be clear about what they are prioritizing. If you only pick one side, you might lose in so many other areas. And I think this is a topic that I'm going to continue and do some more research, because I really just started with this. I read through it today because I was really interested. I didn't bring a lot of data right now in this episode or in this recording, but this is definitely something I'm going to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next one.